The Chargers lost to the Bills, but they fought hard without Brandon Staley. And after this loss and how this season has gone, I'd like to give some reasons for optimism in the future. So today, I have 3 reasons for optimism. So make sure to like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content, bro. It helps me out so much. And now, the first reason for optimism is Rashawn Slater and Trey Pipkins. Now, let me explain. Both Rashawn Slater and Trey Pipkins played some of their best football this season against the Bills, and that is a big positive for the future of this offensive line. We all know Rashawn Slater, one of the best left tackles in the league, but Trey Pipkins being just a good right tackle would help out this offense immensely. I mean, Trey Pipkins did not allow a single sack or QB hit, which is good enough for Chargers fans to say, okay, good job. I'm okay with that. But he didn't even allow a single pressure in this game against Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, and Leonard Floyd. I mean, this Bills pass rush, they're not great, but they're certainly good. They're above average. So if Trey Pipkins can continue to have games that are just close to how he played against the Bills, then Justin Herbert would have so much more time in the pocket to process everything on the field, and he would be able to scramble more effectively because pressure on the edge forces you to step up in the pocket, while pressure coming from the interior of the offensive line where the edges hold up, you can scramble out and you can make something happen. You can get dangerous because we have all seen that Justin Herbert on the move, hey, he's really good. There were a couple plays this year where Justin Herbert was on the run. He made something happen, but guys like Quentin Johnston, they just dropped the ball. So if Justin Herbert is able to scramble out more effectively and able to get the ball on target more often than not, guys like Quentin Johnston and then whoever we have catching the ball next year, they're going to have a better opportunity to make a play. And now Trey Pipkins has 2 more years on his contract at around $9 million each year. And he has shown inconsistently, yes, but still, he has shown flashes of some pretty good right tackle play. With both ends of the offensive line patched up, we would only have to worry about the inside with the center and the guards. And now we already have Zion Johnson at left guard, Jamari Sawyer at right guard. They're pretty much solidified as starters unless someone comes in this offseason to take over for one of them, which I don't really see as very likely. I don't think it's likely that we draft a guard in the higher end of the draft either, just because it's not at the highest level of importance to draft right now. I think it's much more likely that the Chargers spend the money on an average or above average center in free agency, a guy like Lucas Patrick or Tyler Biadasz, in order to solidify the inside of that unit and see how well they can play for a season. I think that is probably the best thing to do as well, because I want to see Zion Johnson improve, because I know he can play better than how he performed this year. It was a pretty big down year for him, especially after that rookie season where he looked like he was going to be on the up and up. But I also want to see the same from Jamari Sawyer as well. I don't think either of those guys played as well as they could have this year. And I mean, you can really say that about just about everyone on this team, man, Justin Herbert included. I mean, the only guy that you really can't say that about is Keenan Allen, because he had a career year and he just, that dude is different. And also, we saw a lot of success in this game running left behind Rashawn Slater, and a big reason for Austin Eckler having a decent game was because they were running towards their elite left tackle side. So if you want to run the ball more effectively, it's obvious you have to run behind Rashawn Slater. Now, another reason for optimism is the edge rushing tandem that we have with Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu. With Khalil Mack continuing to play like an elite edge rusher in the NFL at the age that he is, it's incredible, bro. The Chargers have him for only 1 more year, and they should look to extend him and maybe restructure that contract so it's a little more cap friendly for this next year. But then you have a guy like Tuli Tuipulotu, who is becoming a great edge rusher just like Khalil Mack is, on a rookie contract. That makes up for the $38 million cap hit next season that Khalil Mack has, because you have Tuli at only $1 million, and you're getting a premier edge rushing tandem that can defend the run and rush the passer at a high level for $39 million total. And then you add in Joey Bosa. That's where things get complicated. and pretty interesting because Joey has a $36 million cap hit next season, and he's had his problems with injuries, and he has shown regression, honestly, and he's also had some pretty bad penalties, kind of like Melvin Ingram used to have, back in that day. But with Joey Bosa, you would like to keep him on the team because he is a blue chip talent. But I don't think the Chargers can afford to have both Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa at their current contracts for next season. So unless the next general manager comes in and restructures both of them in order to keep them, I would honestly expect Joey Bosa to be traded for a pretty underwhelming package or just be flat out cut in order to save cap. And I know that doesn't sound good, but keep in mind, the money will be needed in other areas on this defense. And we already have another blue chip guy just waiting to step up with Joey Bosa gone. And that's why Tuli Tuipulotu's value on this team is so great. He has come in at the perfect time for us, and he is showing great promise for such little money, and it gives you the luxury to make that tough decision and get rid of one of your big name edge rushers like Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack. And I think we can all agree that if one were to go, it should be Joey Bosa. It's gonna be tough to see an elite talent like that go, man, but he has been struggling recently, and we need to stop being so top heavy and turn a new leaf to add more depth on this team. Think of this move as trading a big name guy for like 5 or 6 above average and solid depth piece guys, because that's what we would really get for that kind of money. Some of you might not like that, but the Chargers need to get more depth, and in order to do that, they need to make sacrifices, and I think this is an easy one to make because of how good Tuli Tuipulotu is so early in his career, man. This is a major positive. Now, my last reason for optimism could easily just be Justin Herbert, but I'm not going to say that because we all know my last reason for optimism is this special teams unit. The entire special teams unit, man. I'm not just talking about Cameron Dicker. These are words that I never thought that I would say as a Chargers fan, but this special teams unit is the best unit on the team. It's better than the offense and it's better than the defense. At least that's how it was this year. They have been the most consistent and mistake-free phase of football this entire season, and that includes everybody. Cameron Dicker is off to a historic start for a kicker, and against the Bills, he was 5 for 5, and with his longest being 53 yards. He is 45 of 47 for his entire career. That's with both the Chargers and the Eagles, and he has never missed an extra point, and he also has the best kicker name in the NFL, Dicker the Kicker. And then Darius Davis, our return man. He is one of the best returners in the NFL. He has the second most yards returned with 678 and the second best average yards returned per punt with 16.22 yards. Yeah, we're getting into decimal points right here, behind only Britton Covey of the Eagles. And I think he was from Utah. Darius Davis also has 1 punt return touchdown this season, which ties him for the league lead because nobody has more than 1 punt return touchdown. And then J.K. Scott, the punter, he has been booming punts and placing them well inside the 10-yard line consistently. And the Chargers seem to win the field position battle pretty often, even though they've been so bad on offense and defense, inconsistent, that they typically can't do much with it. But still, this special teams unit is putting the team in good position time and time again. And that is an awesome sign for the future because A, it puts our offense and defense in a better position, but B, it could mean that we aren't far from having good depth on this team because special teams players are often the guys that need to prove themselves in order to start on offense or defense. And a guy like AJ Finley is one of those guys that could not start on defense because the guys in front of him, he's playing on special teams. He forced a fumble in this game against the Bills. And then a lot of guys have played well on the kick coverage units all year. Ryan Ficken is the special teams coach. He should absolutely keep his job when this next coaching staff comes around, but I don't know if he will, man. It's kind of, I could see him keeping his job, but I don't know. You know, if Jim Harbaugh comes in and wants his own special teams guy, he's going to get his own special teams guy. But regardless, Ryan Ficken has done a great job, and he absolutely deserves to have his job as special teams coach here. He's earned it. But will he keep it? it's up to the next coaching staff. So those are all of my reasons for optimism for the Chargers fans and everybody who thinks it's all doom and gloom because this year has been so awful. We still have Justin Herbert. We still have Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu, that premier edge rushing unit. And then we also have a great special teams unit. And then we have an elite left tackle and a right tackle that played pretty well in this game. We got him for 2 more seasons. If he can just be average, that is all that we need at the right tackle position. And then on top of that, we just fired Brandon Staley and Tom Telesco, who were a major problem for this organization. We're going to get a better head coach and hopefully a better general manager. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.